This event has been going on very well. I think we both said like the first two issues felt like we were going 60 miles an hour, and now we've kind of like slowed down, but in a good way. And in the previous issue, I can't remember exactly what happened in the previous issue. They were just trying to basically, what was it? Oh, I know Storm got freed, or I can't remember. I don't remember issue 3 very well.
It's hard for me to remember exactly what happened in the third issue versus the tie-ins. Since the tie-ins are so close to what's going on.
Right, I remember now. It was revealed that Silver Surfer was on his way to try to crack into the symbiote dome over Earth.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Right. So, number 4, we're continuing that. And Dylan, I think that's what happened. Dylan got captured by Null in issue 3. So, we open the book basically with Dylan captured by symbiote goo and having a one-on-one with Big Daddy Null. And it's looking like, I really felt like by the end of their speech, it was a very reminiscent of Darth Vader talking to Luke.
Right.
Like, my son, we can conquer the universe kind of thing. Galaxy, whatever you want to say. But that's essentially what we get in this first half of this book. And then as Dylan is having a dialogue with Null, there's another voice speaking to Dylan, and he can't tell who it is. He's like, who the hell are you? Get out of my head. And then it ends up being it's Doctor Strange, right? Yeah, Doctor Strange is talking to him.
It's Jean Grey.
Oh, Jean Grey. But there was I think weren't they coordinating though?
I mean, they were all coordinating, but it was Jean Grey in his head.
It was Jean Grey with the connections. Gotcha. So Jean Grey was talking to Dylan, basically like making sure that Dylan would stall Null, essentially.
Yeah.
What I liked about this was this book, King in Black finally started reading like a movie. Like the pacing, I felt like was perfect, I guess you could say. And it just felt like it was very fluid, rather than issue 1 and 2 were just go. I enjoyed it, but it just felt like we were getting to this moment essentially.
Right.
So Noel and Dylan are having their dialogue. Jean is telling him basically to stall, and towards the end of their dialogue, it's looking like Noel thinks that he's going to turn Dylan to join him, and Dylan takes his hand and basically is pissed that he killed his dad, and there's just like this opposite reaction, kind of like a burning sensation for Noel, and it's disconnecting his link with all of the Avengers, everyone, all the mutants, everybody that's been nullified. So one by one, we're getting Human Torch, we're getting Doctor Strange. No, not Doctor Strange.
Human Torch, Strange, Cyclops, Thor, and Susan Storm.
Gotcha. Right. And then after that happens, Strange apparently had a plan. The plan was to grab his staff that's made from the World Tree in Asgard. He turns into his Asgardian form, like he goes Super Saiyan. And they basically use every known weakness to the symbiotes and just do a Kamehameha, essentially. And I know that's a weird term to say. And they disrupt.
No, I mean, Susan Storm literally looks like she's doing like a straight up like.
Yeah. So they do it's like a combination of like Dragon Ball Z power up Kamehameha and like different elements coming together to create Captain Planet.
It's pretty cool because you get basically a 4-way interaction with a massive Cyclops eye blast. You get a massive green blast from Doctor Strange's staff. Susan Storm puts out a big blue like force field push. Who's the pink one? I can't remember.
Let me see. Let me pull it up really quick.
Can't remember. Was it Flash? I mean, not Flash. Was it Human Torch?
I think it might be Cyclops.
Well, then who's the red?
Human
Cyclops
Torch.
is the red, right? Well,
Human
who
Torch?
doesn't matter. Yeah, that's who I think. One of them's Human Torch, one of them's Cyclops. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
The cool thing about Cyclops is he removes his visor. He just goes like full optic blast. Like,
Yeah, there's nothing holding him back at all.
no. So they do their thing. They hit they hit him with the blast, and then they call on Namor to basically shoot like a tsunami wave at him. So now they're hitting him with the water. And it's like a full-on retreat. Spidey's like pissed. He's like, "Why didn't anybody tell me the plan?" And he's like swinging away. And what's really cool about it, and it totally reminded me of like right there, Spidey definitely has that Todd McFarlane pose. Mm-hmm. And I kind of, I'm going to sidetrack a little bit, but I think that was on purpose because, we just got announced that Donny is going to be doing a Spawn book, which, I think there's some, I'm connecting the dots there a little bit.
So sad about that.
Well, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
So anyway, after the big tsunami storm, then they hit him with the lightning and the thunder. Storm cracks her whip. And so it's like a combo because both Thor and Storm hit Null with that. So Null is looking pretty jacked up. Like he's not able to. It's looking like they may be able to disrupt this thing. And then he's like, enough. And so it looks like he's about to kill Dylan. And then our voice comes back, and that voice is Jean Grey. So Jean Grey does her thing. This panel is amazing when she shows up. And this, all this makes me want is a Donny Cates, Ryan Stegman X book. And with the way we're just getting X books every fucking month, like new ones, you never know. I wouldn't say no to it. I mean, it literally could be, if that book would be Donny Cates, Ryan Stegman writing the X-Men, and it's just like everyday chores and the weekends at Krakoa, I would read it. So what we have here is we have Jean basically downloading the entire history of Null, and we get another callback to Null fighting, or not Null, but Donny Cates retconning what happened in Jason Aaron's Thor run when he talked about those two gods fighting in his Thor run. And so we see this again, and we get a little bit more, we get more of an explainer on it, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm going to kind of speed it up a little bit because I want to talk about the implications. But essentially what she finds out is that the opposite that Null was fighting in the Jason Aaron run was literally the polar opposite, the light to his darkness. And while this whole explainer is going on, the force that being was shooting towards Earth, but it couldn't get into Earth because of the symbiote core or shell that Null put up. And so lo and behold, who's there that can get through it? Silver Surfer. And so he grabs the force that's trying to get in. He cracks through. Null is freaking out. He's super pissed. And the force goes, I think, directly to Reed Richards. Like, he's got like a device, and it lands in his palm, and he's like, holy shit, this is the Enigma. This is Captain Universe. But we've been calling it the wrong thing. And what we find out is that this force of good is essentially a symbiote. It's a good symbiote, or a symbiote of light. And it envelops, it basically chooses Eddie Brock. So it lifts his corpse up, and he's got like energy rings around him, and it's like, you have been chosen, Eddie Brock, and that's how the issue ends. Now, when I first, like, everything up to that point in this book, I was like, oh my god. And then that happened, and I am not a seasoned reader yet. And I was like, this is clearly important. I have no fucking clue. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. It's deep. It's deep. So you've got like, you've really got two separate things going on here. Mm-hmm. Because you've got Captain Universe and you've got the Enigma Force. Now, I am not super well versed in either one of those, but from what I understand, Captain Universe as a as an entity, derives its powers from the Enigma Force, which is a special zone or special plane of energy between the normal realm of existence and the microverse.
Okay.
And that's that plane of energy, whatever that is. I mean, obviously, we're just making shit up. That plane of energy is where Captain Universe, as this entity that travels to different people, gets its power from.
So now, has there ever been a origin story of the Enigma Force?
I have no idea. So I don't know a damn thing about Micronauts or the microverse. Okay. So who knows? I mean, I'm sure there is. Basically, we get a retconned origin for Captain Universe here, but it makes sense. Captain Universe at first was like the light symbiote, and it would bond with a bunch of different beings and then attack Null. And then it realized that being in one being is not good enough. Spreading itself thin, multiple beings isn't good enough. You need to put all of your energy into one. So like when Captain Universe first appears in Marvel Comics, it's like it senses when someone needs help at their most. Like there's actually, I can't remember, I think this might have been from that Marvel Spotlight I was telling you about. There's this little girl who's literally holding a gun to her head. Shit. Talking about how she's about to blow her brains out and she's so useless. And then, good night, baby. I lost my train of thought. Oh, she's about to kill herself. And then all of a sudden she becomes filled with with Captain Universe, and she says, "No, I'm not going to do that," and like smacks the gun and like breaks it in half and throws it, and it's weird. It's really
okay.
He takes over. It takes over Spider-Man, Laura Kinney, X-23. I was looking it up. There's a lot of people that you wouldn't think of that have been filled with
the Enigma.
Yeah, I guess we're saying that they're both the same thing now. I don't really.
Yeah, because that's how. Yeah, when Richards gets it, he goes, "Oh my God, Gene, these readings of this energy force. You're right. It behaves just like a symbiote. It always has. This god of light. I know what it is. We all do. We have just been calling it the wrong thing. Captain Universe. Finally, the Enigma Force solved. And then it just like jumps. And right as it jumps, like there's Eddie being enveloped with it. So what'll be interesting to see is, okay, so does this? Again, spoilers. I'm sorry. We should have said that at the beginning. We're going to spoil these damn books. That's our show. Like, literally, it should be called Two Fat Guys Pull a Spoiler Edition, like every episode.
Two Fat Guys Spoil Comics.
Yeah, exactly. Basically. I'll probably have to change that. But what I'm wondering, and obviously we're going to get the answer later. We're going to get really far from now because we'll talk about that too. But is the Enigma Force possessing Eddie Brock's body, or has Eddie Brock, because of this, been pulled out of the hive void of Null and is back in his body now? What up, daddy boy? What up, my fatties? What's up? So that's just my question is it just going to be an Eddie corpse possessed by the Enigma Force, or will we get the personality or the soul of Eddie back in his body as Captain Universe?
Yeah. If I had to bet, with my limited experience, I would say Eddie Brock's consciousness, whatever that means, is going to be present. Like his personality, his decision making, his memories, his life experience, that will definitely be a part of whatever that body does.
Gotcha.
At least while empowered by Captain Universe.
So
I don't think any of them lose their agency. Like I think like Spider-Man's always Peter Parker, even though he's infused with Captain Universe. He's still the same person.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the reason why I ask is because, like, technically Eddie's dead. Like,
Yeah, I don't know if this has ever happened before, that Captain Universe has taken over a corpse. So.
A corpse, exactly. So, that basically ends the issue. And the next issue was supposed to come out in March, like mid-March. and it's been pushed back to April for some reason.
April 7th.
And we don't know why. Well, we can speculate why, but I'm a little frustrated with that because you know, and is that we don't know why. We're speculating it's because there's some other tie-ins that'll probably help move the story along a little bit better, so that's why they're going to hold it until April. Great. My other question is, all right, so you know, Donny has teased that like this isn't the end between him and his relationship with Stegman, and so we all kind of assume like that's because they're going to continue to write a Marvel book, right? But you know, we don't know. Like, so like I said in previous through this segment, is Donny has now been handpicked by McFarlane to write a Spawn spinoff within a Spawn multiverse, which, you know, if we count the books that he's currently writing, it's Thor, Venom, which is ending, this crossover, Rednecks.
Oh, is that still going on?
Yeah. There's something else. I'm missing something. He's writing something else. I can't remember. But either way,
the second volume of God Country is supposed to be coming out, so I'm sure
right.
he's working on that right now.
And you know, he's been quoted to saying like he doesn't feel burdened with the amount of projects that he has, and so far I believe him because he's had so many projects before and reread it. And I don't sense a lack of attention in detail in his books, like outside of maybe Venom, but I think that only makes sense because King in Black is basically a Venom comic book.
Yeah.
So I'm just really interested to see like what his next book is, and so with you know, Eddie becoming potentially Captain Universe, are we getting a Captain Universe book now because he's not writing Venom? You know, how long will these powers possess Eddie's corpse? I don't know, but I'm just really interested to find out what Eddie's next Donny's next project is, because I'm excited about him jumping into Spawn because that makes me like, hey, I want to learn more about that character, but at the same time, like, I like Donny at Marvel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm just
his
influence.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's rocking it right now, and I'm wondering if Marvel. I don't want to start this speculation train, but I'm wondering if Marvel's kind of over Donny Cates.
I would assume.
I hope not, because
with the amount of success that all of his stuff has had, I mean,
sales
before now, Venom was never more than a B- tier character for Marvel. I think a lot of people if you, I mean, like me, only getting into comics within the past 2 years, it just this series has always been around, and so it makes sense. Like, it feels like it's a popular title. Mm-hmm. But I was actually looking at like sales numbers and stuff from a YouTube video, and like Venom has never been just like a hot book. It's never been one of the big top 5 ever in its entire run. With Donny having the ability to take it like he's done multiple times and take a title and blast it to the top, there's no way Marvel's done with them. There's no way.
I hope not. I love his work. I think he just does a great job. And in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, I feel like every project that I've read from him with Marvel has been fire. Outside of maybe the second arc of his Guardians run, but I enjoyed it. I just know a lot of people weren't about it, and that was more of dealing with Peter Quill's dad and Drax finally getting back to his body and like crazy shit, and Rocket being dead and like just or maybe dead. So everything that I've read from him I've enjoyed. So yeah, I hope it's not the skeptic in me fears that Donny's influence at Marvel might be waning, and I hope that's not the case. But I will put my faith in you, Nathan, and hope that you're correct, because I want to. Who knows? I mean, they don't have the rights to Micronauts, right? Marvel does.
I have no idea.
I don't believe they do, because I know when Ron does live sales, he's like, they don't have the rights. I could be wrong, but either way, that's, I'm not going to spoil everything that happens in this book. You definitely, if you're not reading King in Black, go pick it up, even if it's a second printing or, a variant cover. Nathan picked up an amazing variant cover.
Hold on.
You should probably, we got to wait for this. This thing's a beauty, and I am kind of pissed that I didn't pick it up, and next time I'm at the store, if Ron still has it, I might get it, because this cover it's mesmerizing. It's, we'll wait for Nate, but it's freaking awesome.
Sorry, I thought I knew exactly where it was.
I couldn't feel.
There it is.
Let's see. Tilt it a little bit. Yeah, a little bit of shine. There you go. So it's Silver Surfer literally blasting into a symbiote dragon. That's a sick cover, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't bought any of the variants outside of the secret variant. And that I'm kind of jelly. Like, I'm kind of hoping he still has it next time I go to the shop.
And this is technically the spoiler variant.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. No, I mean, I looked it up. They call.
Oh, it is. Oh, okay. There you go.